Thanks, Marianne Hopkins, for talking again to us about the Association for Surgical Education.
Thanks so much, Chris. It's really a pleasure being here with you.
So tell me, what is ASE and what is its basic function?
The ASE is the Association for Surgical Education, and its mission is really to promote academic scholarship and to provide support for people who are interested in education. It's an absolutely amazing organization. I've been a member of it, and then later on the executive committee, and finally president this last year, since the early 2000s.
And tell me about the typical meetings and what they do throughout the year.
Well, I think one of the reasons for me it became sort of my academic home away from home is our annual meetings are in the spring, and they're relatively small, so they're very approachable. If you go to the American College of Surgeons, there are 30,000 surgeons that are there. If you go to SAGES, there are 4,000 surgeons. There are tons and tons of people there. At the Association of Surgical Education during Surgical Education Week, there are, I would say, a couple hundred, probably around 600 people that go to the meetings, and all of the committees are open. And I didn't really know what that meant when I first became a member. But what it essentially means is if you're interested in something, and I, like you, was interested in IT, and so the first meeting I went to was the IT committee, knowing almost nothing about IT, but doing research in online educational materials. I thought, this might be kind of interesting. And within another year or two, there were about 10 of us on the committee. I nominated myself to be the vice chairman, and I was elected vice chairman, then chairman. Then all of a sudden I became active on all of these committees. You just have to go to them. And, it's, I hesitate to say this a little bit, but it's almost like what I imagine pediatrician meetings as being like. Everybody takes you under their wing. They're all like mama and papa hens. I guess it wouldn't really be a papa hen, but I think you get the picture. It's a very my laser, it's a nurturing environment. It's this encompassing, embracing thing. Honestly, it really is. I think those are, kind of silly terms, and we're all surgeons, so we're all kind of macho, but it really is. I've met so many people that really leap to be your mentor, take you under their wing. Just an amazing experience.
I can't hear you because of the siren going by, but my first meeting a year ago was I had that same experience. It was just very welcoming compared to the larger meetings. And it was very easy to, I met the president and vice president my first day there, and that's pretty unusual for an academic meeting.
Me. And oddly, you went to one committee meeting and all of a sudden got put in charge of an awful lot of initiatives. But it's great. I mean, and in fact, I don't think you were at this year's annual meeting, but you were mentioned up there. So you and your work. And I think it's nice because, you can be very mobile. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess I don't even hear the ambulances because I live in New York City. I guess there is a lot of noise behind me.
So, and there's also initiatives to help young scholars with their research.
Yes, absolutely. Right. There is a program, the SURF program, which pairs, it's usually residents or fellows, but it can be a young faculty member with a mentor, one-on-one. You will do your research topic, whatever you choose that to be in, whether it's, in simulation activities that improve technical skills, emotional intelligence, anything that relates to education. You'll do that at your home institution, but you'll be paired with an expert, often a PhD educator, or another person who's done extensive research to help you and mentor you in how do you do scholarship in education, which is pretty tricky. All of us kind of know basic science or clinical research protocols, but how to do education scholarship, it's not necessarily the most straightforward thing. And we just have a huge library of people, willing, welcoming, and wanting to mentor people.
And the AIC welcomes membership from around the world, right?
Absolutely. Most of our members are North America, so Canada and the United States, but we have a lot of members from England, and this year Japan, we had a lot of members. So our next sort of push will be to try and outreach more internationally, because as president, one of the things that I really wanted to see is for us to push our educational resources like curriculum plans and how to do academic scholarship, and make those widely available to low and middle income countries where they may not have the resources to develop curricula or simulation agendas or how to put together something.
Right. There's another organization which people not knowing them might confuse, and that's the Association for Academic Surgeons. How is ASE different from that organization?
Our focus is predominantly on clerkships and to some degree residence education. So it's not so much on continuing education. And the Association of Academic Surgeons, their focus is really on more or less on people who have already become professors of surgery early in their career. So it's more on research, how to conduct research. We have, I would say, this dual purpose of supporting clerkship directors and program directors, but they have a separate organization that meets concurrently during Surgical Education Week, and how to do scholarship in education. So it's not how to do a randomized prospective control trial on a particular therapy or technique. It would be on how does this simulation exercise influence future practice.
Right. Very good. Okay, final thoughts about ASE for the world to know?
Join it. It's seriously though, it is probably the one organization I think that you can immediately feel like you're really a member of and an active member of and a participant in. And I can guarantee you it's probably one of the faster ways to become a chairman or a vice chairman of a committee. Trying to get on a committee at the American College of Surgeons or Society for like SSO or AAS or any one of those is almost a Herculean effort sometimes. But with the ASE, we welcome you.
Yeah, indeed, it's the most fun meeting I've ever been to for a first timer.
Yes.
That's the case.
Yeah.
All right, good talking to you. We'll talk again soon.
Great. Thanks so much,
Thanks.
Chris.
Bye-bye. Thanks for checking out the Op Report. Help us keep conversations alive on topics in general surgery. Check out more episodes of the Op Report and other OnSurge content here at YouTube. Find us at Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. And find our homepage at onsurge.com. Join the conversation and tell us what topics you'd like to hear about and what people you'd like to hear from.